Allow me to introduce you to something that was completely unexpected. 7 years in the making, we've come up with this car. Come forward, I want to show you a little bit something different than what you would have expected out of Kia Motors of America. This car is a true Gran Turismo car. In fact, that is the model of this name. It's a 2018 Kia Stinger GT2, as a matter of fact. Looking at the very front end of the car, yeah, you see Kia characteristics with the tiger nose grille, but as you come a little bit closer, you'll start to notice other elements of the car too. How this is like a burnished copper mirrored finish. Instead of chrome, we went with something a little bit out of the ordinary as well. Even down to the very bottom of the car where the chin line is also burnished copper, a material that gives it a mirrored type finish. Very, very overstated headlamps on the very front end of the car, and very, very low slung to the ground as well. One of the elements of this car that allows that to happen, that low slung look, is the overall wheelbase of the car. We'll talk about that in just a split second. In the front up here, you'll notice that the hood is even a little bit different. The hood comes up around where the belt line is and doesn't completely encompass the entire top of the car. Inside this hood, overstating the obvious, in bright red letters, the word turbo with GDI and small off to the side of it. Bracing for the motor allows for the reduction in noise, vibration and harshness, and this motor is one of two motors that's available, but the GT2 comes standard equipment with a 3.3 liter twin turbo motor that develops 365 horsepower with 376 foot-pounds of torque. The nice thing about a turbo motor is that you get a build of torque and then it carries that torque band for a good long time. So when you're accelerating, 0 to 30 is not where it stops. 0 to 60 is where it kind of pans out. In fact, your 0 to 60 time on this car is sub 5 seconds. I never thought I'd be even talking about 0 to 60 with a Kia product, but I am today. Come around the side, I want to show you some other stuff on this car. Up in the very front end, these are functional vents. What they're designed to do is to pull air into this intake, blow around the brakes, keep the brakes cool, which are Brembo brakes, which is the first time we've used Brembo brakes on any kind of a performance-minded car. And of course, we're mounted to a 19-inch wheel. We do have an available 18-inch wheel, but the 19-inch wheel is tailor-made with summer tires. So this is really, truly a fair weather car, but you can make it so it's an all-wheel drive car for the winter time with the 18-inch wheels if that's your climate. Come around to the side, you'll notice a couple of other things too. The color is high chroma red. The color blends well with the overstated tail lamp treatment in the back, so that kind of hides in. If it's a white car or a black car, that will stand out. On this side of the car, I wanted to talk about a couple of other things. There's two different kinds of safety devices that we work with. There's occupant protection, and then there's features that are designed to keep you in the path as far as keep you in your lane and adaptive cruise control and so on and so forth. So you've got accident avoidance and occupant protection. Occupant protection comes in the way of side-mounted airbags, side curtain airbags, and steel side door beams that allows the occupants to be protected in the event that there's an accident. The warranty on this car, we'll go ahead and get that out of the way. The warranty on the car is 5 years, 60,000 miles for a limited basic warranty with roadside assistance for the same amount of time, and a 10-year, 100,000 mile powertrain warranty. While I'm talking about that, I want to stop for just a split second. Two of the main competitors to this car is an Audi A5 Sportback. 4 years, 50,000 miles on their limited basic warranty, which includes powertrain and stops there. Same thing with the 2018 Porsche Panamera. The Panamera comes the closest to being the competitor with this car because the wheelbase is a little bit longer. This is 114 inches. Theirs is a little bit longer than that, but the power range, you can't get close to this horsepower or torque with a Porsche Panamera, and you're going to pay over twice as much money. So if you want less warranty, less power, and spend twice as much money, go for it. Around the back, you'll notice too, LED tail lamps. Now this is the surprise. This is a sedan, but it's also a hatchback. Power smart gate you can get with this vehicle, so you can simply walk up to it and program it so it'll open up automatically, same as the smart welcome system that you get on the side of the car when you walk up to it as well. If you don't want to touch the key fob or the buttons on the door handle or on the gate, you're more than welcome to just program it that way. Inside here, you'll notice a very, very large amount of space. What's one of the benefits of having the wheelbase that we've got? It's over 114 inches. To put that into perspective, that's over 9.5 feet from wheelbase to wheelbase. 9.5 feet. That's a very, very long, lengthy car, and they put all of the cargo space and all of the passenger space in it because of that long wheelbase. Also, in the back here, you'll notice for the passengers in the back, how much legroom you have. Once again, completely adjacent to the fact that it's got a 9.5 feet wheelbase. There's other nice little features for the occupants in the back as well. We didn't stop at the front for the nice elements and amenities of the car. Nice metal finishing on the inside of the car. And up in the front, when we get up there, we'll talk about the leather. But you see right down there, you've got a charging port, which is a rapid charging port for anybody that wants to charge their phone. And of course, there's a power point in the back as well. And of course, individual cup holders for the people sitting in the back as well too. Moving on to the driver's side of the car. This is where I'm going to start talking about driver assistance features. This is a system that Kia has called DriveWise. It is standard equipment on the GT2 and it's available across the entire lineup as an option. But when you get the GT2, you get the feature that keeps you in your lane. You get the feature that keeps you in conjunction with the car in front of you, which is smart cruise control. It also has the feature that is going to give you blind spot detection and cross path monitoring as well. Standard features on this particular car. So occupant protection on elements of the car and driver safety features through DriveWise. On the inside of the car, the driver's side of the car is where your heart starts to get faster. This is where the pulse starts to quicken because you know you're about ready to drive one of the nicest cars in its segment. D-shaped steering wheel. This is a Formula One race inspired steering wheel. It was designed originally for Formula One race car drivers to keep the bottom of the steering wheel off their legs. And that's exactly what we've done here as well. Now, we're talking about things that are exclusive to this car, and we're talking about things that are exclusive to simply Kia with the warranty and whatnot. You do have simple cruise control as well as advanced cruise control. You do have Bluetooth like you would expect as well. And on the inside of the car where your dead pedal is, and your pedals are also in a bright pedal too, which is more conducive of a performance car. Let's fire this baby up. Right now it's going through a systems check and it's putting my seat and my steering wheel back where the driver wants it to be selected at, and you have the ability to have two different settings, one for you and another driver. Not that I'd want anybody else driving the car. Of course, you did see that the steering wheel is not only tilt and telescopic, but it's power tilt and telescopic as well. Inside of the car, if I move my seat back, you'll get a little bit of a better grip of what's inside of here. What you're looking at here is what's called a floating infotainment system. It looks like it's just simply sitting there. It's not really mounted into the dash. What it's doing is it's giving you a variety of features. You can choose from media, so you can take a look at different satellite radio, which you get that for free as a subscription for 3 months. You also have, of course, navigation. Navigation is going to give you the ability to do this screen, but it also gives you the ability to see through your heads-up display not only the speedo head, but it also gives you the turn-by-turn navigation actually in the heads-up display. So when you're driving the car and enjoying it, you can actually just keep your eyes on the road, keep your hands on the steering wheel, and the car pretty much does the job for you. You have heated and cooled seats, which I thought this was kind of cool. Check this out. Come over here, lean in. When you push it into heated seats, these little lights light up red, or sorry, they light up yellow. And you take it down to nothing. The same lights go to blue when you're on the heated or on the cooled seat part of it as well. Heated steering wheel controls right there, and then of course passenger protection, or passenger heated seats over here as well. This car does as well have not only a combined fuel economy of 21 miles per gallon, but it also has an automatic stop-start system built into it as well. So if you're stopped at a light and the perfect conditions are there and the radiator doesn't need to run the coolant through it, the car can shut its motor off, but nothing else shuts off. And basically what that does is it gives you better fuel economy too. I gotta tell you, I've been selling cars for 28 years. I've sold different varieties of cars, muscle cars, so on and so forth. This is the greatest car I've ever sold. Thank you. Kelly Whitten, Herrnstein Kia. Come buy a car.